Get set for an escape with some healthy competition.
Oh, the Vixen is wiping the floor with me.
We're luring a Londoner out of her urban den.
This feels like the beginning of a fairy tale.
Without so much as a crossed word.
Yeah, we do the cryptic most days.
Do you?
Yeah.
In what, 5 minutes?
On a chase into the rural wilds.
Huzzah!
Where we're only ever 3 from home.
It feels very homely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this.
Now, Escape to the Country is, of course, a property show dedicated to finding the best rural properties on the market. But there are elements of a quiz show about it. Everybody loves to guess the prices of our houses. Well, today's celebrity escapee is a queen of the TV quiz, perhaps best known for her role as a chaser on one of the most popular programmes on your telly box. Jenny Ryan, a.k.a. the Vixen, knows an awful lot about a lot of things, which is why she knew exactly who to call when chasing her escape to the country.
So outside my house, this is what I've got. It's gorgeous. It's an old Victorian building, but there's no outdoor space, and that's something that's really frustrating. This is the beautiful Ishra. She's very much looking forward to having somewhere to knock about in, chase some butterflies in a bit of open countryside.
Fans fondly refer to Jenny as the Bolton Brainiac, a nod to the Lancashire town where she grew up and where much of her family still lives. Jenny, however, moved to London 3 years ago.
It's great for transport links, very accessible to get where I need to get to studio to film the chase, right by a bus stop. That bus stop's been closed for 6 months because of all the roadworks, but there's not really a lot of greenery. It's just a bit loud.
So she wants to head back home and swap her London rental for some green space to benefit her grey matter.
So my job is to be very knowledgeable. There's something that I know about pretty much every topic, but how much I know about properties in the British countryside, I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to being tested, though. That's what we like. We like a challenge.
Accompanying Jenny on the search for her dream Lancashire home is her partner Thom, an actor, comedian and proud Yorkshireman.
The one thing we always say is, what's the best thing about Lancashire? It's the road across the Pennines. But I'm willing to put that feeling away to help look for somewhere in this godforsaken county.
Well, strap in, Thom, because we've got a Lancashire home to find for Jenny, and it needs to be a detached period home with 4 bedrooms. Plus, a layout that could be reconfigured to accommodate her parents in years to come. What's more, a good entertaining space and a garden are also right up there. And her budget? £850,000.
This is about me moving to be closer to what I call home. London is where I have a home, but my home, my heart is always back up north.
What a homecoming this is going to be for Jenny. And as for Lancashire, well, it is epic, it is beautiful. What a place to come home to.
Lying in northwest England, Lancashire is a prime location for home buyers seeking a restful rural refuge. A detached home costs around £335,000, nearly £123,000 under the national average. And as this quizzing community in the heart of Lancashire's Rossendale Valley will tell you, there's no place quite like it.
The hills around here are absolutely fantastic, some great walks, great for the dog, and it's good for running as well around here. There's loads of stuff around out on the hills.
I've been here about 24 years now, came over from Australia, and I absolutely love it. The hills are green, you know, there's so many shades of green in Rossendale, it's just phenomenal.
Question number 4. What type of fruit can be cassava Honey Globe, Santa Claus and Canary.
Oh, I know that. Melon.
I'm Danish and Denmark is extremely flat. So living in this valley and having hills all the way around me, when I open my curtains in the morning I can see the hills, and it takes me 15 minutes and I'm on top of the hills and in the middle of nowhere, and it's just wonderful.
It's extremely vibrant. People sort of tend to think of it being a bit of a backwater, but if you are of that ilk, of that inkling, you could go to quizzing every night.
And I doubt Jenny will have any trouble finding a team who'll welcome her with open arms. Our Lancashire house hunting adventure begins in the hamlet of Withnell Fold, a former industrial village on the Leeds and Liverpool Canal, built for a Victorian community working at a paper mill.
So if, like me, you're fascinated by our nation's industrial history, places like Withnell Fold are the perfect place to come. The architecture speaks for itself, and the cobbles, you just want to follow them.
There's a pub with a regular quiz night a couple of miles north in the village of Wealdton, as well as a hairdresser. So that's the Vixen's trademark beehive sorted. But the hamlet itself is a pretty quiet and arresting place.
Now, as you'll well understand, when it comes to making sense of an area's property, the best way to find out is to ask the locals. But when I asked this lot about the property stock here, this is what they did to me. I don't quite think they knew what I was after.
What's going on here?
Hello, Jenny.
Hello, Jules.
Hello, Tom.
Yep.
I'm in a bit of a fix.
You are a bit.
How are we going to get your escape underway? With me in this predicament, I don't know, but you're the bright one. How do I get out of here?
I'd probably start by taking your shoes off.
Clever, you see. That's why she's the Vixen.
Come on, then. Let's get you. Take your shoes off for you. Wow, this is luxury.
Oh, now, this is the kind of service I'd like to think I was used to. Thank you very much. Right, shall we get on with it?
Let's go. Come on,
then.
shoes on.
Just moments from the stocks, our first house takes pride of place in the centre of the community.
Well, Tom, Jenny, here we are. Property number one at long last. Thanks for getting me out of that. A bit stiff on the old ankles, but happier now. I'm free to show you around. What do you make of this?
Wow, that's a distinctive property.
It is?
Yeah.
We're at the heart of this little settlement called Withnell Fold.
Yes.
Built by the mill owner, who owned the mill that's just round the corner there. And this was built as a function room for the villagers that occupied the village that he built for his staff. He was a Methodist. He didn't build a pub, but he gave them somewhere to read, somewhere to educate themselves, to better themselves, and to relax and to play. So this was opened on the 4th of October, 1890.
Well, I like a bit of history.
There you go.
That was a potted history right there.
There you are. And it contained billiard tables, a reading room, a library, somewhere for tea and cake and all that sort of stuff.
Well, you like all of those things, don't you? Reading, cake and billiards.
Those are my favourite things.
All of that could be recreated then. Shall we?
Let's do it.
Come on.
This grand-looking house has a grand entrance.
Right, come on in.
No, this is what you want from a hallway. I like this sense of space already. Yeah, this is lovely.
The high ceilings just immediately make you happier, I feel.
Yes. Yeah, you feel lifted up a little bit rather than penned in, and this is beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is but the tip of the iceberg. Come and have a look at this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah?
That's plenty of space to kick about, isn't it? Wow.
Formerly the billiards room, this enormous reception flows into a sizable conservatory.
That was something that I wanted, entertaining space.
Yeah.
Get all my family in the same room.
So when all the family come together then, how big a do is it?
Oh, even if it's just the Ryans, we're talking high teens.
Wow.
So squeezing it in all together hasn't really been a prospect. We've not had a proper family Christmas dinner for many years now.
So this could work?
Yes.
Yeah?
This would definitely work. There's a lot of, I'm going to sound like a hippie here, it's full of positive energy. He hates that.
Yeah. Go on,
I'm not
Tom.
even going to look at him.
Well, if we're talking energy, I think you probably want somewhere dark and up in the attic to do the writing.
Yes.
Just to get the angst out.
Yeah, that...
Do you need somewhere to channel your inner misery?
I think so.
Is this the beating heart of a tortured comedian, is it not, Tom?
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
The thing is, Tom, there's just so much to smile about with this house, including a cosier sitting room on the other side of the hallway, which is right next to the country kitchen.
Oh, penguin.
There we go, Jenny.
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. You could come straight in here in the morning. It's already warm. You can have your cup of tea or coffee, read the paper, get on with the crossword.
Yeah.
That's an idyllic existence as far as I'm concerned.
You see, you had me until you got to crossword.
Oh.
I am useless at crosswords. Are you any good at crosswords?
Yeah, we do the cryptic most days.
Do you?
Yeah.
In what, 5 minutes?
Oh, no.
No. Can't take us all day.
Yeah. But I like that about it. I like that it's something you can go back and pick at, and it's very enjoyable to kind of unravel the little puzzles, and I wouldn't want to do it in a hurry.
That makes me feel so much better, because I sit on the tube sometimes when I'm in London and you see somebody whizzing through it as if they're just filling in a parking fine. And you think, my goodness, what kind of brain is going on there?
Well,
not mine.
The kind of brain that's doing a parking fine and then getting the tube.
He's good. He's good, isn't he?
He's fast.
Yeah. Not necessarily the same thing.
Well, no. That's another conversation. Talking of which, shall we go upstairs?
Yes, please.
The first floor was originally given over entirely to the village dance hall. Today, it houses 5 bedrooms, a suite single, and 4 beautifully presented doubles.
So this, then, we think would be yours, because it's got the ensuite bath.
With a bath.
In there, proper tub.
Yeah.
But can you see the floor here?
Yes.
This, believe it or not, is the original sprung dance floor.
Wow.
Yeah, you can dance straight out of the tub into here and not worry.
Dance yourself dry.
Yeah.
Dance yourself dry. A new format coming to BBC Two. You do seem very excited.
Yeah. I keep going back to it feeling like the house you would have designed when you were small. And it is the house I would have designed when I was very small.
Interesting.
Outside, there's a paved courtyard with a seating area and raised borders. Although a huge step up from flat living, there isn't masses of space to get physical, but more than enough to get quizzical. And given that actor Thom is used to commanding an audience, he'll be the quiz compere.
OK, here we go.
With me in the hot seat against Jenny. Wish me luck. I think I'm going to need it.
Fingers on buzzers. First topic is history. This building opened for the local community in 1890, but can you remember on what date? No? No? OK. You did say it.
Yeah!
Jules?
I'm
going to have to press you for an answer.
October the 4th.
Correct.
Yeah!
OK, moving on to a question focused on observation. Cast your minds back to when we arrived at the property. How many windows are there on the front elevation of this house? I'm going to have to rush you. Yes, Jenny?
6.
Incorrect.
8.
Split the difference. No points awarded in that round, I'm afraid.
OK.
What 2 animals are guarding the entrance to the kitchen? Guarding, I think, is a strong word here. Jenny?
There was a penguin, and on the wall there was a giraffe.
Correct.
Yes.
And for a bonus point, who's in the porch?
Oh.
Yeah. Jules?
A lion.
Correct. A question of sport. A pair of what sporting items can be found in the living room? Jenny just.
Curling stones.
Correct. Where in or on the house does this carving feature?
Honestly, don't know.
Go for it.
I'm going to guess at the fireplace in the living room.
Correct.
Oh, my God. What?
It was beautifully carved.
Oh, the Vixen is wiping the floor with me. Right.
And the final question is a maths question. Come on. To the nearest 100, can you calculate the square footage of this property? Now, there's no need to buzz. I will take an answer from both of you.
2,400.
2,400 square feet.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 4,000 square feet.
And you are both equally wrong. It's 3,200.
Well, congratulations, you won, as you were always going to.
I mean, that was just a little taste of how competitive I can be.
Well, listen, you're not the only one, because there is one question that you do not know the answer to.
So, she and Tom will just have to give it their best guess.
How much do we think this is on the market for?
690,000.
OK, £690,000, says Tom.
I was thinking around that.
OK.
I'm going to go 675.
You're both wrong, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
This is on the market for offers in excess of £799,000.
Yeah. Whilst it is beautiful and really beautifully proportioned, I would possibly be happy with a smaller gaff and more garden.
So this impressive and historic detached 5-bed home hasn't topped Jenny's leaderboard.
It is lovely, and I could see why someone would shell out that much for it.
But it's not going to be you.
But the compromise on the outdoor space, that's a step too far, I think.
Well, I am delighted that we have had the chance to show this to you, if for no other reason than it started to reveal to me who you are as people. So what I have learnt from this, I will feed in to what we see next. Shall we?
Let's go.
Come on.
It's a half-hour drive to our next property, and that gives me the chance to quiz our champion chaser.
Isn't it fascinating to think that you could make a career out of something which was clearly, you know, a popular family pastime, and yet now it's a professional endeavour?
Yeah. It was my granddad who got me into quizzing originally in my very early childhood. And I think he would be so envious of the fact that you could quiz for a living. It would have been his absolute dream job.
Well, maybe we should find a little country pub and find the pub quiz and see if we could win ourselves a pint or two.
Yeah, well, I'll have to disguise myself.
Can't we just put you at the end of a phone in the car park?
No phones during the quiz.
It will be frowned upon heavily.
On the outskirts of Reed Village, which is equidistant between the towns of Blackburn and Burnley, sits our next property.
OK then, what do you think?
I think this is lovely. I love the stone. It's very cute. This feels, in the same way, it's going to have good proportion because it's old, but maybe not as grand as the other property. So,
spot on.
Yeah.
However, I would say cosier.
Yes.
Actually, and it's huge. It is technically a semi.
Oh.
There is next door, but you get everything you can see.
Wow.
Including this purpose-built office, thinking podcast studio.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this.
Tom's looking a bit, don't know.
Well, no, I think the dedicated podcast studio and somewhere for you to kick me out if I'm playing guitar.
Let's get in and have a look.
Yes, please.
Come on then.
Built in 1835 as two separate cottages for staff of nearby Reed Hall, it was converted into a single home in the 1970s.
Oh, there is nothing quite like the heat of a wood burner.
Yes.
In full flow.
Now we're talking. I like beams. Lovely.
One of two really lovely reception rooms. The other one at the front of the house, a bit more formal, bookcases, more of a snug. The TV's sort of in there.
Fabulous, yeah. A nice focal point with the wood burner in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, I could have a little nap.
Could you?
Yeah.
This is a good sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can see a crossword being solved here.
It feels very homely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this.
Nothing here vexes our Vixen. And next door, there's another reception. A dining room with flagstone floors, which in turn leads to the kitchen.
Lovely. Oh, sofas in a kitchen. I mean, that's luxury, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love the light in there as well. It's lovely. I think that's really,
Well,
really smashing.
I think you can imagine entertaining in this room quite easily, like people coming around whilst you're still finishing off tea and then take it through.
Yeah. I can already see the family gathering round for Christmas because there's plenty of room for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, music happening down the front, we'll be prepping food in here, people setting the table, and it feels like it's had some good nights and some well, some good weekends, probably, it's turned into.
I think I can feel the ghost of a party or two.
It has got a real merrymaking vibe, and there's loads to tempt visitors to come, with a sauna just off the kitchen, and just through the utility...
Oh! Wow.
A training pool, like a treadmill, but for swimmers.
Oh! So you can just keep swimming.
Set it to the speed.
You're basically in place. Does Rebecca Adlington live here or something?
And with this bonus, you could expect a full house.
I happen to know that a great many of you love to play Escape to the Country Bingo. Now, I've never played it, but perhaps now is the time to start. So we've got a few things here. Wow, views, character range, you get the idea. So let's see what happens. Have we got a wow?
Let's find out as Jenny and Tom head upstairs to check out the 4 bedrooms.
Oh, wow.
I think we have.
Wow. Could see all the way over Blackpool.
How romantic.
That is a stunning view, though, and so light.
Views. Tick.
The 2nd bedroom, another roomy double, also houses a generous run of built-in wardrobes.
Narnia?
There's a lot of fur coats in there and it's snowing.
Oh, good.
Wow. A little office nook. You can run your scam empire behind the wardrobe.
Not on camera.
Oh, got a bathroom. Good size.
No tub for you.
No, I've not seen a bathtub. That's kind of worrying.
So what have we got next? Beams. Yep. Tick. Traditional. Christmas. Yes. Tick that.
Another really well-sized bedroom. This is brilliant. The rooms are so spacious.
Yeah.
This is great.
Now then, man cave. Didn't use those words, but somewhere for Tom to play his guitar. That's a man cave, isn't it? Tick.
Oh, now this could be a master bedroom. This is massive.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Another
And
ensuite.
there's another ensuite. Fingers crossed for a bathtub. I'm hoping. No.
Right, we're leaving.
It was all going so well for this house.
I think you can put a bath in.
I could do.
To be fair, they have got a pool.
That was a very big bathtub.
Yeah. I like how weird of shape this room is.
Yeah.
There's something about it that makes me happy.
Well, I'm hopeful that the outside will make you even happier, Tom. As well as a spacious paved patio, specimen trees and a veggie patch, it also comes with its own expanse of woodland in a former quarry.
So all this could be yours.
This feels like the beginning of a fairy tale.
And from the woodland ridge, there are breathtaking views.
It's astonishing. I mean, I'm hearing the bird song now, and I know my stepdad would be in his element here because he's a really, I mean, to say he's a keen bird watcher is a huge understatement. He's travelled the world looking at birds.
You could build him a bird hide.
Build him a little bird hide, and he would love that. It's something that we've done as a family for quite a few years, and it's part of that, going back and enjoying nature. And there's so much more potential for that, for sharing a new stage of life with this property, because it's got something for all of us and we can share it out more equally.
Is there a bit of emotion in your voice?
Yeah.
You're very taken with it, aren't you?
Yes, I am. This is what's got me, the woodlands. It feels like we're back in time a little bit here.
Well, let's bring it back to the here and now then.
Okay.
And let's think about how much this might cost you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Madam Quiz.
Okay.
Go on then, make me an offer.
Okay, so I'm going to go for 700,000.
£700,000, yeah, Tom?
Higher, 770.
Oh!
770.
Straight in at £770,000.
Okay.
You'll be pleased to know this is on the market for £695,000.
Oh, I was pretty close. I was more in hope than expectation.
It's so infuriating. She's always right. I mean, really.
This magnificent semi-detached stone cottage has taken top spot in the property rankings.
Fabulous. Well, there we go. Now then, where does that leave us on our escape bingo? I think we're getting there. We haven't talked about a pub yet, and we haven't said the phrase chocolate box, but yeah, we could probably say that, but we were almost close to tears. That's a tick for me.
I wasn't expecting to feel kind of deep emotions and think so deeply about, you know, life and the future, and thinking about how my parents fit into my life, how important they are to me and how much I value spending time with them. And those moments don't last forever, so let's have as many of them as we can.
One of Jenny's most cherished childhood memories is the family trips they used to make to the world-famous Blackpool illuminations on the county's west coast. So what better way to round off our day than with a nostalgic trip down memory lane?
This is quite new to me. It's a bit bonkers, isn't it? But this is old school for you.
It can be overwhelming, but this is somewhere that we came to for a treat as a kid. I mean, it's absolute catnip to anyone from the northwest under the age of 10. You know, the thrill of smelling donuts and salt and vinegar. And I mean, back in my day there was the smell of donkeys as well, but I'm not sure that's a thing anymore.
The annual switch-on ceremony is always a star-studded event. Celebrities including Robbie Williams, Shirley Bassey and Kermit the Frog have all turned on this 6-mile-long light show.
Tom, is this an old haunt for you then?
No, people don't tend to come from Leeds this way.
Really?
I think we end up in Whitby or Scarborough.
Yes, now Whitby I do know and absolutely love. But it's nice to come here and see it's so busy.
Busy and full of people who are enjoying themselves, from, you know, babies up to great-grandparents.
Blackpool, consider us well and truly dazzled. Be you common folk or A-list superstars, there's a place for you in Lancashire.
There's lots of really lovely little villages that are dotted around where celebrities come. So people like Christian Guru Murphy, Alistair Campbell comes up for the football, AJ Juju that was on Strictly last year, she's just up the road in Blackburn, and they're welcomed in as part of the communities.
For those who really want to live under the radar, this characterful one-bed terrace cottage could be just the ticket. Priced at offers over £195,000. £400,000 could land you this charming 2-bed stone cottage with a luxurious contemporary country chic interior. Or how about this? A beautifully renovated former post office, now a stunning 4-bed family home. It's on the market for offers in the region of £574,950.
Well, we are obviously having a great deal of fun, helping Jenny chase down her dream of finding a new rural home here in Lancashire. Still to come, of course, we've got our mystery house to show them. But before we get to that, I've been thinking, what Jenny doesn't know about stuff, frankly, isn't worth knowing. So could we come up with an escape to the country style challenge that would really test her knowledge? Well, here it is. Tour guide. Tour guides know everything about everything, don't they? Well, I've had a little ring around and I found Jenny a little job for the morning.
Yes, today, for one day only, Jenny the Vixen Ryan, ably assisted by me, will be guest tour guide at Horton Tower.
I've got your back, trust me.
Hope so.
This Grade 1 listed building is the ancestral home of the de Hortons and is still lived in by the family today.
Might be able to sell you that bit.
Might be able to buy a window panel.
As Jenny gens up and I transform, avert your gaze please, into an historic VIP, the visitors arrive.
Hi, I'm here for the tour.
Fanfare, please.
Over its long lifetime, Horton Tower has played host to many visitors, kings and queens, William Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, and my personal favourite, Cillian Murphy. But there is one visitor in particular that Horton Tower is famous for, and I'm pleased to announce that he's here today. Please welcome King James I.
My subjects. Calm yourselves.
Just over 400 years ago, in 1617, King James came to Horton Tower at the invite of Lancashire baronet Richard de Horton. He came up and stayed here for a 3-day festival of eating, drinking, hunting, partying. The expense nearly bankrupted Sir Richard. And during one particular banquet, the king was said to be so impressed with one particular loin of beef.
Why, this loin of beef is delicious!
So the king did the only logical thing. On the spot, he knighted it.
I knight thee, Sir Loin. Huzzah!
And supposedly, that is how the cut of beef we know and love as sirloin got its name. Any questions?
Is there a vegetarian option?
By the looks of the old menu, probably not. Tour over, we're catching up with 2 of the tour guests. Did you spot the family resemblance? Jenny's mum, Jules, along with her stepdad, Dan.
Well, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Fine, yeah.
You did well.
I remembered a few facts, yeah. I'm not sure I'm ready to take it on as a full-time endeavour.
Well, fun as all this is, there is serious intent behind all of this, and that, of course, is to find Jenny a home to come back to up here.
We're really looking forward to it.
We've always got on remarkably well. Jenny, as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult, has always just been a delight to be with, and we just love her company. So it'd be absolutely fantastic.
Spend more time together.
Spend more time together, yeah.
Well, we had quite an emotional response at our second property, and you two were very much in the frame when we were discussing its merits. What would be the one thing you would want in this new home, Dan?
So for me, it's going to be the location. It's going to be somewhere that's close to beautiful countryside.
OK, yeah. Jules?
I suppose I would say more room for garden.
OK.
I would like more space for having all the family around, not just us.
Well, the picture is building, and all of that leads us to our final offering, our mystery house. One more property up my rather historic sleeve, shall we?
Let's do it.
Come on.
Good luck.
Have a good time.
The final stop on our Lancashire adventure is Abbey Village. It boasts a pub, a general store with cafe, and residents can enjoy glorious walks from the doorstep right onto the West Pennine Moors. On the village outskirts, we've unearthed this 350-year-old Grade 2 listed barn that comes with 3/4 of an acre of garden and woodland, plus exceptional rural views, which should definitely satisfy the folks. The barn is very much a work in progress that I suspect might rather appeal to Jenny's problem-solving brain.
Mystery house.
House, you say? House?
Well, project.
Okay.
Now,
Fewer doors than you might like.
well, fewer windows at the moment. But what's on offer here is this part-converted shippen or barn. And the reason we've picked this as our mystery house is that it's a genuine opportunity from the get-go to absolutely make it your own.
What's more, the neighbouring Victorian structure, a former glass house, could, subject to planning, be converted into separate accommodation for Jenny's parents.
With a link joining it
Yes.
to the main building.
Above ground, or?
It's not a tunnel. Not a tunnel. But it's going to require some imagination. Have you ever taken on anything like this before?
Not since, you know, playing with building blocks as a kid.
Tom?
Yeah.
No, nothing more advanced than a chest of drawers.
And an Allen key.
And an Allen key,
key. It's going to take a bit more than that to get this one right. However, as you will see when we go through it, a lot of the structural stuff has been done.
I mean, I'm a fan of puzzles, so when things are put together and slot into the right place and you know it's right.
And this one's already got the edges done.
Exactly. Well, without further ado, let's see what you make of this particular puzzle, shall we? Come on.
Presently at the first fix stage, the phase before plastering takes place, there's scope for Jenny to tinker with the room configurations and choose the internal finishes.
What do you make of it then?
Yikes.
Impressive height.
It is impressive height.
So this would be your entrance hall,
Yes.
obviously. Try and picture it rendered, lit, cosy.
Coat of arms.
Yes.
Coat of arms, that would be very fitting, wouldn't it?
A coat of paint would be a start. The plans for the ground floor currently feature a study, an ensuite bedroom, an enormous kitchen breakfast family room and a separate reception.
This is a great space for being the main reception room. I can get a good few sofas in here and already, yeah, cosy.
You know, this would really benefit from clever lighting.
Yes.
But also some really cool artwork and...
Yeah, I do have some nice pieces that deserve to be shown off, so a nice gallery wall is something that I'd be very interested in having. I can picture that.
Our Vixen has vision, and she'll certainly need it in the next room.
This would be your kitchen space, as currently set out.
OK, that's going to take some imagination. I like this feature, the stone right in the middle.
Breakfast bar coming off it?
You want a breakfast bar?
I don't know.
Do you want a kitchen island? You can have one side where chef is chopping, and the other side a few stools where folk can perch with the glass of wine and taste some crudités or whatever.
It's very exotic, isn't it?
I've got very posh.
Yeah, haven't you really? Yeah.
Crudité in my
You've changed. You've changed. Like you said London wouldn't change you, and now look at you. Crudité, darling.
Upstairs, there are plans for a family bathroom and 3 further bedrooms, one of which will have an ensuite.
Enough room for a bathtub with some natural light coming in from the... That's ideal for me.
Now, making sense of a building like this in this state can prove a bit challenging, but the thing I love to do is to actually map it out. And the easy way to do it is with this, a nice piece of thick coloured chalk, because it allows you to get a sense of what you might do with the space.
But Jenny and Tom seem to have the wrong end of the stick.
That's an unusual shape for a bed.
Yeah, just want to make sure we get your full sleeping stance right, though.
Yeah.
The endless possibilities that this project poses seem to be sending Jenny's brain into overdrive.
Got it. The mirror goes just there.
Full length?
Full length. Perfect.
Well, that's one decision made. But outside in the substantial grounds, there's another important question to be addressed.
So, if you were to take it on, it would be useful to know how much it is on the market for.
I will say 625,000.
£625,000, Tom?
Hopefully.
550.
550. Whoa, that's a cheeky and very optimistic guesstimate. It is currently on the market for £695,000.
Yeah.
Now, depending on the finishes, etc., I think with what's left of your budget, you would do it.
Yeah. I've got some visualising to do, thinking about it down the line.
Well, get a mood board going.
Yes.
Yeah. Ask the rest of the chasers.
This partly converted Grade 2 listed barn has got Jenny's well-oiled cogs well and truly turning.
It's given me a lot of food for thought about how much I'm willing to take on to have exactly the right home. Sometimes hard work is the price you pay to get something just right.
something to think about is where would we do the crossword?
That, as I have learnt these past few days, is the $64,000 question. To see if we've come up with the answer, we're settling down in front of a warm fire for tea, cake and a jolly good chat.
First things first, have you enjoyed it?
It's been great. It's been a different experience than I expected, because I didn't think it was going to become so emotional.
I think it was from the second house onwards. It became sort of real.
Yes.
In a way.
But the sense of homecoming, I think, has been very tangible.
Yeah. This is where I was formed, really.
Yeah.
And it's only coming back that I realise how much I miss it when I'm away.
Well, the aim of the game has been to find you somewhere where you can come back to permanently and call home. But are there any clear favourites? I suspect there may be at least one.
The one that stands out is the second house. I think you could tell from the reaction that it got from me. That was sort of the moment that made me think, this will bring us all joy.
Also, the way the second one's laid out, of it just keeping on going and going and going, and then the quarry out back.
Yes. So what's the plan?
Make a plan with my parents to get them to cast their eyes over it, because I really value their input, and they won't see me wrong.
So I suppose, in a sense, they, along with Thom, are here to ensure that you don't just rush in with the first answer, which, of course, that is what you are primed to do.
Yeah, you've got to be instinctive if you're quizzing at high speed like me. So you reach for the answer and throw it out there. But this is such a big question. I can't be doing that.
I wish you all the very best. Just please let us know what eventually you do.
Absolutely, you'll be in the loop.
Does it have to be Lancashire?
Always the comedian.
Always the Yorkshireman.
Well, the motivation for this house search has been about Jenny coming here, home to Lancashire, to be closer to family. But perhaps also the whole process has challenged her quizzer's mind. She is used to coming up with the right answer and getting it out there as quickly as possible. But as I think she has discovered, and as I have long understood myself, house hunting, whilst fun and a bit of a game, is ultimately a game best played slowly. I'll see you next time.
Our second property in the village of Reed has been the topic of much discussion between Jenny and her parents, and a second viewing has been lined up. We wish them all the very best. If you would like to escape to the country in England, Northern Ireland, Scotland or Wales, you don't have to be famous. So why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.